people in your country that like to crash planes and stuff, that America's going over there. That's just.
I have no dog in this fight between either of them.
You won't, because Peter.
He was just trying to get a cam girl to teach people trades. So he thought, let's harness this power for good.
So I'm sure what all of our viewers are wondering is, are these on Pornhub?
I do not know.
I will check.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Unfiltered Podcast.
Peoples, we have arrived.
Welcome back.
We're back with the drugs.
We got drugs? Look, this is going to be 2 episodes. You better have drugs.
Please see this disclaimer, we do not have drugs in the building. And even if we did, we wouldn't fucking tell you, so.
I don't know, we got cheese puffs.
I don't know
Don't
what
you call the
disclaimer
cops on
would
us.
have to
Even
do about
if
us.
I just don't want to, I don't even want to call them the cops on us.
You so what?
Even if you didn't have drugs,
Swatted.
Yeah, we get swatted.
SWAT, where they don't know
He
where
said
we
something
You
I
can't
don't like.
stop us.
Swatted.
are. I'm selling drugs. You can't stop me.
That's not okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not actually selling
We
drugs.
still got to do it. We still got to do that to someone.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Let's just outsource this problem. All right. So if you got a friend, you want to fuck with, just pick up their phone when they're not really paying attention. Call the police and just yell, "I'm selling drugs. You can't stop me."
And just hang up the phone and
Hang up
hand it
real
back.
quick.
Don't actually do that.
Do it. Do it.
That's an actual crime.
Yay or nay in the room. Yay or nay in the room that the audience should do it.
If JoJo's opting for you to do it, it's probably a good idea for you not to do it.
No, it's a good experience.
Now I've heard that.
And it helps your friendship.
How?
Fucking with your friends
No,
always help with your
You
friendship.
then
Not
know
if they
who
go to
your
jail.
real friends are.
They'll bond you out.
A.K.A.
My
trimming
bad.
the fat.
Trimming the fat. There you go. All right. We're going to start this week off with, so this shit happened. We got a very special one this week. We got the Texas Butthole Tickling Bandit.
Tickle, 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 tickle.
And man, look, when I saw this,
I said it with a
I
straight face.
died.
Could you imagine the look on the nigga's face in the middle of the night? His butthole's getting tickled. What the fuck?
It killed me. Like the headline.
Hey, get out!
Nobody shot him?
Well,
For real though.
well, the headline was like, the Texas Butthole Tickling Bandit has finally been caught.
Do we have a picture?
Yeah, there's a picture of this
Let me
nigga.
see.
He looks wild.
He does.
He-
He looks like a coke.
That nigga look, yo, he's serious. Look at that nigga's face.
His hands must be golden. He just wake people up in the middle of the night tickling assholes.
The butthole fairy?
You either found somebody who like it or some.
Nah, man, what was funny is too is like people were commenting about it. They're like, yeah, now I can finally sleep on my stomach. Because you see, niggas just sleep on their backs.
Will, all right, so let's just imagine this, right? Someone's sleeping and a man comes in your room. First of all, you shouldn't have pants on or underwear or even the fucking blanket over you. You should be bare ass.
Reasons not to sleep naked.
Well, see, the thing is, they thought this nigga was homeless, but he
He
wasn't.
look homeless.
Nah, he wasn't homeless. This man, when he was caught, he was wearing $4,500 worth of Yeezy clothes.
He was a villain. He was an actual DC villain.
But wait, no, that doesn't make him not homeless. That just proves that he's a thief. He is the bandit, after all. So I imagine he probably stole.
Tickles buttholes and then steals, or steals.
He's
and
the
then...
butthole tickling bandit. Did you forget the last part?
Yeah.
Well, the
I
bandit
know.
is him stealing your sanity.
Yeah. And virginity.
Stealing your manhood.
Yeah.
The fact that this man was on a rampage for a good minute, they just didn't catch
Alright,
him.
so we didn't actually go
He took
over
your
what
butt
he was
cherry.
actually doing. So we'll go over what he was actually doing.
Tickling buttholes.
He was breaking breaking in people's homes
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
and sticking his finger around the rim of their butt.
Oh, smart. He didn't insert.
No,
So his
so
not rape.
that's also that was the funny thing. So they could get him for rape because it wasn't insertion, but they got him for sexual assault.
It's the same shit, man. He should have been arrested.
It was a safety net. That was his safety net.
If I was the cop, and found him, I would have shot that nigga on sight. That ain't right.
How do you catch this man? Like, do they just have people staking out houses?
A sting.
Oh, a sting. All right.
You got some guy slowly walking up to his house, or whatever. You got to bait him out or whatever. He's just like, oh no, I dropped my newspaper on the front porch. Let me just bend over and pick it up.
No, my pants.
Just like bait asshole.
No,
Just
bait asshole.
I can see it happening. Like this, the police are staking out this house that they've already like confiscated from like a drug dealer, and they're like, all right, and they're like, Officer Dewberry, are you ready?
Dewberry?
Yeah, Dewberry's like, I'm ready, Sarge. Assume the position. And then he lays on his stomach with his ass kind of like leaning in the air a little bit, and the bait has been laid. You see this man. The fact that it's just so wild to me.
I gotta wonder what his code name would be.
Time when you
What would his code name be for that little bait mission? That officer that's gotta lay their butt out.
Jug, don't put that shit in there. That is that is just so wild. I had to share that. Once I saw this,
I wonder how they actually got him. Did
see,
they have like pictures of him beforehand?
like
you got caught on surveillance camera.
that's what I'm saying.
An asshole.
I see, and that's why I was saying like they either had to catch him in the act, or like numerous people had to have seen him.
Oh yeah.
So like if everyone's seen him, they could ID him at that point.
Do we have a number of how many buttholes he actually tickled?
I don't think they're gonna release that number for the sanity of
Yeah.
everyone in
It's just a
Texas. A lot of people.
Yeah, Texas is big.
It was enough to put terror in people's heart.
It's already
It could
hot.
have just been one, because you don't just tickle one butthole and then get an article written about you.
Or a nickname.
Or that, yeah. You don't become known as the butthole tickler by tickling one butthole.
This is where the general jackassery it should kick in at least 5 years.
Yeah,
and
minimum 5.
then sexual assault.
On
and
top.
then breaking and entering. That's just.
What if he does the same thing in jail?
What kind of fucking...
And then just general, whatever he stole, too.
What kind of fucking loon just goes, I really want to get me some butthole tickling right now. Just I'm breaking the house. Like, how does he start this? Like, he probably start off normal, like, just thieving. They go breaking in houses and just stealing
So
stuff.
that one nice butt went into the room.
Just a regular
I think
guy.
it caught that, too. It would like pop and then just all the laughter.
Surviving the butthole tickler.
Just one guy sitting around. You know what I feel like?
Oh, I think we lost a mic. I think we blew one out. Hang on. There we go. We're back.
All right.
We just have a robber sitting around. You know what I could do in addition to stealing? What if I fondle some butter while I'm doing this?
What if that was his calling
Two
card?
birds with one stone.
He's like,
Or
rape,
one
they
finger.
you
Two
so
buttholes
right.
with one finger. There you go.
Like, the fact that rape would just be too much of a hard charge for him that deterred him from raping them. That's what it was. Rape time sounds a little too real. Sexual assault time sounds doable.
It's more manageable.
It just demoralize the person that he does it to. Just be like,
And strike a
know
lot
I
of
could've
fucking
been in
fear.
there.
I guess that the mental warfare. You so right.
Just know I could have.
Like,
it would have been easy.
I want to know like how he escaped. Did he just come in their bedroom? He'd open their window real quietly and tickle their butthole. What the? And he just ha! And he just leaps out. He strikes again.
that has to take some type of
Have like a
skill.
grappling hook or something, just swing on it.
I just can imagine this
Butt
man.
ass naked.
tearing down the street. You'll never get me. Like the ignorance.
What if he got shit on his finger?
Look, there's a lot.
As they're handcuffing him, as the cops are handcuffing, did you wash your hands?
I couldn't. Y'all caught me too fast.
Was he just doing that to guys or women as well?
They did not.
Everybody.
Because the case is still relatively like new. It's not. I guess say newish, but
It's
because
2017, right?
yeah, it's 2017 is when it's
Right.
caught. Because the case is still relatively like fresh. They're not disclosing a lot of stuff about
Still
it.
fresh, unlike those buttholes.
So like,
Tainted
like
butthole.
they haven't disclosed the number, and they haven't disclosed the amount of like men to women ratio, and if it was just women. But apparently it wasn't just women because there are men quoted saying like,
so he's an equal opportunity.
yeah, yeah, man, he is.
What if a girl liked it?
There you go, feminist. Perfect equality.
The fact that is, look, man, I be honest
That's
with you.
foul. That just goes around putting his feet,
His foot.
his finger between his feet.
Oh, God.
Well, you know the thing is,
You don't
they
know.
also
Did
don't
he
say if
tickle
it was
him?
just his finger.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Did they? You
It
don't
could
know.
be
He might have
tongue,
tickled
too.
someone with their feet.
They
Nose.
haven't disclosed if it was just his finger. There,
He could have a
I
whole
wish
big
y'all
old...
could see Time's face right
he
now.
could have
doesn't
spat
like
on.
Just dip your toe in.
That nigga could have had like a feather. You know, whenever I said how you eat ass, you gotta take a feather. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
That's bad.
That's
That's not good.
Jojo.
women. Now. How is JoJo single? We still don't know.
I can't figure it out. This is just one more reason not to live in Texas.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Well, that was
Texas
it.
and
One
Florida.
more reason.
Texas and
And
Florida.
Florida's
And Australia.
Florida's got a list of reasons not to live there. And Australia. So Texas, Florida, Australia. Anywhere else? Like all of Africa, probably.
Bible
Yeah,
Belt.
definitely don't.
Wherever they don't
Nah,
have
go
food.
back to Africa, the motherland.
Mm-hmm. It was plenty
Nah.
wild.
Nah, man.
I don't support the send them back to Africa. I just don't. I can't see how you could do that to someone. That's horrible. Just, you know what? Go
I'm
back
not
where
even
there's no
from here.
food. How about that?
I'm not even from here.
That's what I'm just.
And then they hate you.
You born and lived here your whole life. Well, go back to this other place you've never seen before.
Why?
We need to move on. That I just had to talk about it because that had me dying.
Oh my lord.
I do want to know that nigga.
Yeah, if we get any more updates on this guy, we gotta.
Oh, 100%.
What was the
As soon
guy's
as the
name?
case files are released.
Let me see if they released his name. They should have at least released his name.
Yeah.
Cause you can't just be walking. I don't want to just accidentally run into a nigga with the faint smell of butthole on.
Booty.
He. Hey,
Booty is more important
His
than water.
name's Pokey Butts.
just in, he's on the run.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he escaped. This nigga's loose. This nigga is loose.
That don't even sound right, babe. You sure that bad?
He's loose.
Oh, hold up, man. Oh my God.
Okay.
Hold on.
You had me worried.
I was gonna be real concerned about the justice system. Well, you know, I'm already concerned about the justice system because fuck.
We'll get to that.
Fuck Smollett. You know what you did.
I will hopefully come out with T-shirts with "We know what you did."
Yep.
Yeah, if you want a T-shirt that just says hashtag We know what you did, or something like that, then comment, let us know. We'll make them.
I will. I actually have them designed and everything.
Oh, you already did.
you
the
did.
I
design?
already have them designed.
Man, I'll put it in the video. Just send me the JPEG or whatever.
All right,
I'm changing my cover photo now.
Hell yeah! Have our Unfiltered Podcast visors and our Jussie Smollett T-shirts.
I can't wait.
No, we got a good update on that case.
You know, apparently he's licked buttholes too.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
He wasn't just tickling. He was just in there.
Eating ass. The ass-eating bandit.
I
Peanut butter,
assume
jelly, and ass.
So now it is rape, right?
Buddha
it
is more
wasn't
important.
insertion. He didn't stick his tongue in there.
You don't know that he did.
You're so right. Yeah, I do not know for sure.
That definitely was rape. I thought he was smart. Just we'll keep it at sexual assault. Maybe get a slap on the wrist.
That nigga was sitting in jail. Man, I can't steal stuff and tickle butthole while I'm in here. Fuck this place.
I'm trying to find this man's name, man.
That's all right.
All right, if you find it,
we'll say it later on
in the
podcast.
We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it. So we do have customer service stories, or just some more general stories. So Will,
Man,
I
take
know
the
you got
stage.
some. I think one of the ones you need to tell is the we'll get there. Just the one with the guy in the pants.
Oh,
Pants you swap.
man, you know, all right, so high school was real hard for me. It wasn't hard for me because I was bad or I was dumb. I was really smart for my age. It was the school I went to was full of ruffians.
Niggas.
And it was wild because, like, let me tell you. So, like my freshman year of high school, like, people were in there, like, so let me explain. This guy, let's say, person A, did not like person B for no reason. There's literally just no reason whatsoever. They got in confrontation in the cafeteria, right? Person B was like, hey, step off. I ain't do nothing to you, whatever, whatnot. Person A was like, I'm not letting this go. You ain't gonna sit here and make me a punk. And I'm just sitting there like, what has happened? What is going on? I just came here, you know? And then so what ends up happening is apparently person B's older brother picks him up from school, right? Person A gathered a good amount of people to jump person B. They proceed to jump him in the front of the school, right? Person B's older brother happens to be pulling up at the same time, runs out there and starts choke slamming kids. Like, like he was not playing games with these niggas. He was fucking them up.
Just whooped up
And-
on some high schoolers.
Man, I don't know what it was, but apparently everyone in the front of the school thought it was a good idea to get in a fight. And so, like, guys were fighting guys, girls were fighting girls, girls were fighting guys. It was bad. I mean, like, it was so bad, they ruined, like, the front landscape. They had to get landscapers to come in and redo the whole front of the school. Like, I'm walking outside, what the fuck is going on out here? And it's just a battle royale. And they're just hooking. I was like, you know what, I need to go to the back.
It was Fortnite before Fortnite.
Man, I called my mom.
Every man for himself.
And call, William, Ma, hey, can you pick me up from the back of the school? Why? Can you please just drive around to where the bus and just pick me up from the back? Oh, William, why you not just meet me in the front? Please, just please, just pull around. Oh, okay, bye. And she'd hang up the phone. and so I'm sitting in the back, just waiting for my mom, and she calls, hello, are you here yet? William, where you at? And I'm like, I'm at the back of the school. Where are you at? I'm over here. There's so much police. What is going on? And so I'm like, and look, they were fighting, and everyone started fighting. Were you fighting? No, I wasn't. I was in the back. I was asking you to pick me up from the back. And so, like, there was that. And then, like,
you should have joined in the fight.
Oh, nah. And then my sophomore year, they had
Everyone settle your grievances all at once.
Nah, man. Then what?
Speaking of that, few years prior to that, I was going to a school right down the street from it, and there was a bunch of beef going around between like gang members and stuff. So I went to the bathroom, and I saw "fuck East Side," so I took a Sharpie, "fuck South Side," and a week later, 2 schools got to hooking, and one nigga had a pit bull.
I'm bringing the dogs. Man, but like, and so then there was another one my sophomore year, right? There was this kid. All right, I didn't know the kid that well. I knew of him, but didn't really know him. And what ended up happening was these guys had some beef with him. Like, some real beef with him. A group of people walked up to him, right? While he was going from the bus, getting off on the bus, and they didn't even give him a chance to get off the fucking bus. They literally rolled up to the bus. As the bus pulled up and opened the door, he was about to walk off. They snatched this man off the bus. All right, and we had 2 fields. We had like the band field where they practiced, and then we had the football field where the football players practiced. And they took him to the marching band field. All right, and it's like 10 to 20.
Leave the band out of this, man.
Man, look, it was like 10 to 20 kids, right? It started off relatively small, like 10 to 20 kids. Well, yeah, granted, 20 kids for one person is kind of still large.
Relatively small compared to the last time that happened.
Well, so they take him down there, right? And then a bunch of other kids start to run down there. And they're fighting this one kid. So it grew 20, 40, 70, 100, like 100. There was like the whole student body was down there fighting. And it wasn't like they were all fighting each other like my first. They were all like, hey man, what's going on? I was like going, hey man, what's going on? They're like, oh, we don't know, man, but I'm going to get my licks in. And so, and so they're all running down there, and they're just all jumping this one dude. It's like 200 kids. I shit you not. 200 kids were on one kid, right? And like the police was called. The teachers ran down there to try. There were so many kids on that one kid. The police couldn't get past the bodies. Like they had to mace people, and they were gassing kids. It was wild. And then, it stopped when they got tired. Like, at one point in time, and I mean, I know for a fact it was when they got tired. Because they were being maced, and they were being gassed. All right, for a good minute. So it's not like the gas kicks in 10... Oh,
my can ran out.
Yeah,
I'm tired of being maced. So I guess we'll just drop it now.
No, they were just... I'm tired. I'm physically tired.
Oh, that's what you... Okay.
Yeah, they just got physically tired, or they just didn't care no more. They're like, all right, I got enough of this. And they just dispersed like roaches when lights cut on. And so the kid was hospitalized. That man was blind for 2 weeks. They beat his eyes shut. They broke almost every bone in his body. That man came back to school in a wheelchair, right? And
damn.
I was going around, hey man, what did he do? And they're like, why? I was like, because I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to be part of that student body.
I think the real important question here, Will, is did you get your licks in?
No.
You missed a chance.
Now, this was another one of those moments where Will went on his own fucking way. The only time I was ever a part of something where I should have gotten my ass whipped for was this kid in gym. So there was this kid in gym. Me and him, all right, were coincidentally the same pant size. All right, and I noticed that we had the same pair of pants. Apparently, I guess all moms shop at the same fucking outlet mall, whatever, whatnot.
Right.
And
there's
so
not that many in this town anyway. So
exactly, and so
at least it used to be.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
But I was wearing pants, and we went to the gym. So I took the pants. You switch in your gym clothes. You go down. We went out to the field, played some touch football or flag football, whatever, whatnot. And I was like, holy shit, I gotta go to the bathroom. So as soon as the whistle blew, I was gone. I was like, I gotta get to the bathroom. Coach let me go a little early. So the coach let me run. I went up there, and I didn't quite make it, guys. But see, I changed first. This is what I had my priorities backwards. I was like, let me change clothes, then take a shit, and then I could just walk out into the bleachers, right? No, I should have just went and took a shit. So I changed clothes, went to go take a shit, didn't make it. I shit all over my pants. I shit all over my pants. It was bad. So I would proceed to clean myself up. I was just gonna sit there and not finish taking a shit. I took a shit and I went and took those.
So what were you thinking the whole time? Were you just sitting there on the toilet, staring at your shit-covered pants?
Oh, see, first thing was, all right, do I throw these away?
Yes.
2, where do I throw these away? And then 3, how the fuck do I get out of here without people knowing I shit my pants? So I was thinking to myself, I was like, wait a second. So I went to the lockers, right, after I cleaned myself off, and I opened his locker, and I pulled his pair of pants out, and swapped and put my pair of pants in his locker. And so I proceed to put my clothes on, and I sit in the bleachers. I'm just sitting in the bleachers waiting for everyone else to come out and everything. This man rolls. He's like one of the last people to walk in the guy's locker room. And he goes in there, and he's like, "What the? What the?" It was already bad because people were in the guy's locker room. What the fuck is that smell? What the fuck is that? And so they're like, "Hey, well, y'all niggas shit yourselves." And so and I was in there. I just can imagine him opening the locker, and all you can hear from the out, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And he comes out storming, just angry, holding these pants. And he's like, he's in the middle of the basketball court, just holding them above it. "Holy shit, my pants! Holy shit, my pants!" He was so fucking mad.
Oh shit!
And it had me dying, and I couldn't laugh. I was just sitting in the top of the bleachers, just with my books in my hand, just like, "Please, bell ring, please, fucking ring."
I would have escaped. Fuck the bell. I would have escaped.
No, because then if he sees me just get up and run, then he puts two and two together.
Not just run. Just look at the situation. Walk away, because that's what I do.
Well, he puts two and two together. The bell hasn't rung. Someone just walked out the door.
I would have laughed at him.
Yeah, as two.
He figured it out.
Yeah, so
You made it to the locker room first. I would have just left the whole class, left the whole gym.
Nah, man. Look, I didn't want to be a part of that, and also I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want, because look, man, my school was rough, man. They were stabbing kids at my school. There was a lot of sex at my school in the bathroom. It was unreal. So like,
There's a lot that went on in my school too.
The only safety you had in that school in the hallways was when the bell rung, because the teachers were standing outside.
My school, the bell rung. Sometimes a fight broke out. I kind of felt like that was like, bing, bing. All right, nigga, let's get the hooking. It's just like boxing.
Nah, man. That man had a whole excuse to wear his gym shorts the rest of that day. Rightfully so.
What did he do with the pants? Did he throw them away?
They threw them away.
Good.
What did you do with the underwear?
The underwear? Yeah, that was thrown away. That was thrown away. See, that was the smart. I flushed that. It was.
You flushed the underwear.
You want to know the funny thing about it?
I
I flushed the underwear, and we had to get plumbing called because something was clogging the main pipes.
I wonder what.
And so it was funny. It was because things would flush, but it would drain really slow after like the week following, and things would just start to drain really slow. So I like to think, that those pair of underwears were still working real hard after I put them down in that tray. Man, I'm telling you.
I flushed my underwear before.
I remember that. That was ignorant.
We went to like this
water park.
Yeah,
we went to a water park.
Yeah, we went to a water park, right? And then after that, we went to like this place. It's kind of like adult Chuck E. Cheese and whatever. So I went to go like take a shit, and I was like, man, my underwear is still wet. Back to the water you go.
And inside the place, he just flushed the underwear. That was so ignorant. It's like a movie theater, and then it's like a
gaming,
arcade. They have laser tag. They have bowling. It was a really cool place.
Yeah, I want to go back.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back either, but
if they don't know that I
was
did
just
that.
being ignorant, just flushing his damn underwear, and
I
threw it away.
No,
where was this place?
In Atlanta.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay. I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
we're in Georgia.
like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Like, also, I went.
Just don't know where.
I went to go visit my brother in Savannah, and before we left, we stopped at this place in Columbus, and this restaurant is called Taste of Heaven. Man,
Taste of Heaven.
Dog,
where is that?
It's in the city of Columbus. It is godlike. Like it's country food.
I thought you said Savannah.
No, I was going to Savannah to visit my brother, and I stopped at a place in Columbus.
Oh, okay.
And the place is called the Taste of Heaven, and it has like the best country food I've ever had in a long time. And like they have this like these wings, the jerk Cajun wings, man. It made me want to shit that guy's pants one more time.
I don't know if you're selling it, but saying that it made you want to shit your pants. Might steer
No,
clear
he
there.
said that guy's pants.
Well,
not,
no, it was. He shit his pants.
I was willing
That
to.
he shit the other guy's pants
because we traded.
I know. At the time that the pants were shit, they were his pants. It was only immediately following that they became the other guy's pants.
No, my mind already decided once the shit hit the pants, they didn't belong to me no more.
The trade was finalized. That's what.
Oh, kind of like spitting on your hand and then doing the handshake. Okay.
See the
Shit
handshake.
your pants and then stuff them in someone's locker. Same thing, basically.
You gotta swap them out first. I was a gentleman. I at least gave him something to wear. He just some heathen and took his pants. Where the fuck my pants at?
You know what? Well, I never give you enough credit to be how courteous you are.
You're so right.
See, it was equivalent exchange. He actually got more.
Equivalent exchange.
Think about it. I only got pants. He got pants and
protein.
Also, Will lost more out the deal. He got pants.
And lost underwear.
He didn't get shit. He lost underwear though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
I minused in that trade.
Yeah, if anything, you lost out.
Yeah. So fuck him. He should be grateful.
You know how expensive underwear is?
He don't have pants, but he's walking around with underwear. First world problems.
Yeah.
That's
some bitch. And gym pants are comfortable. I wish I could wear gym pants throughout the school. Nah, man, but
all right, just shit your pants. There you go. That's all you gotta do.
Well, see, but then everyone
you could shit your own pants.
Everyone knows
I'm aware of
that.
Pants. I'm aware of that. But you just said you wanted to wear gym pants. I'm giving you a solution.
Don't
bitch about the solution.
I'd rather not shit my pants and get an ass whooping because I shit my. They used to beat up people for little or less nothing. Like one guy got beat up because he was gay, and it was look, man.
But that was kind of like a common thing sometimes.
That was bad.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Doesn't make it okay, but they beat this nigga up because he was gay. Then they got suspended. And then they would periodically come through the week while they're suspended and beat this nigga up again at school.
Speaking of getting suspended.
Yeah, it was wild. And the thing
suspended is meaningless.
No, it was 100%. And the thing was, every time they beat this guy up, he'd get gayer. And it was crazy because he'd start wearing more feminine clothes. At one point in time...
I've been knocking something loose. Just get your ass whooped one too many times.
Neither side was willing to let up.
Yeah.
I'm aware of this blouse. You gonna cut that shit out.
Bitch. And look, I felt so bad for him, man. I was like, hey, he didn't deserve any of that shit. And it was wild because at one point he started wearing his little sister's clothes. And he wore this one shirt. All right, you ever had Lay's, like the Hawaiian Lay's, the ones that stretch out?
I thought you were talking about potato chips.
Yeah, I was like...
Yeah, I know what Lay's.
Yeah. Lay's. Yeah.
So, the ones that you can stretch and put around your wrist?
Yeah.
So the shirt was made out of that material, right? But it looked like it was strung together, like professionally strung together. So the shirt looked like a small, but someone my size could put it on. And granted, you'd see a bunch of gaps.
I remember when girls used to wear those.
Yeah. So that nigga was he was tall too. So you had this tall, light-skinned man wearing this extra small shirt, and there were gaps in it, so you could see pieces of skin. And they came in and they beat his ass. And
that nigga looked dapper. Beat his ass.
Look, man, I don't support beating of the gay people. Just because,
I don't support beating of anybody.
I support beating of Jesse Smollett.
Unless you just really have a comment.
Yeah, maybe.
Jesse Smollett, you know what the fuck you did.
Unless you irritate me. That's about it. But what you call it? I don't know how that man just allowed them to just beat him like that. I just after a while just be upset. I'll just walk up to each one of their houses periodically, knock on the door. Whoever comes to the door is getting stabbed. It could be their dog. Whoever's just,
it could be a dog too.
I'm just gonna stab whoever answers the door and walk away.
My school's wild, man. I'm telling you, they used to do some crazy shit. One guy got stabbed because the note didn't quite.
You already told that.
I told you guys that.
Yeah,
you guys know. One guy got stabbed because the note quite didn't make it. So I mean, like, my school, shit happened for less. Shit happened for less. One dude got stabbed by multiple guys in the bathroom because he was caught having sex with one guy's sister, and because the sister liked it rough, and so on and so forth. So she liked it rough. He would choke her and so on and so forth, and she was like into it and stuff like that. One of his friends walked past and happened to see it, right, and thought he was raping her, right? And instead of talking to the sister, they all got together, got this thing in the bathroom, and stabbed him. Like, you know what, man? I just thought
To be fair. To be fair, huh?
He had it coming.
I don't think he had it coming.
He had it coming. But I don't know if I'd be able to handle that. Just have somebody just walk past and see a nigga choking or something like that. My sister,
Twas a breeze.
Stuff like that. We probably would have fought then.
Yeah,
that's probably. I don't care what she said. She may get hit too. That's just.
If it was my sister, 'twas a breeze. She does what she does.
Nah, man, because Jojo, that could be rape.
It could be, but I know she got hands.
His hands might have just been better. That's why it's rape.
She also carried weapons, so.
Well, how is she going to get better if she doesn't have to defend herself?
Yeah, practice.
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, beat me up.
Training.
That's bad, man. This isn't Pokemon. You just don't go leveling up in the fields.
You gotta go grind the EXP.
Oh, grind EXP in the ghetto.
Yeah.
I told
fighting around the world.
Fighting around the world.
I told Tom I was gonna gain some experience because that nigga has like a bee in his front door and it won't move. It'll just keep just chilling there. Just move.
I'm so damn tired.
I was like,
you reminded me to buy some wasp spray. I'm so damn tired of that bee. It just sits in front of my door. It doesn't even try to go in. I had the door open for like I wasn't paying attention. I had the door open because I let my dog out, and the bee's just right in front of the door, just won't move. It pisses me off every day.
I told Tom,
fly away and come right back.
I was like, hey Tom, can I get a broom? It was like, why? I need to go outside like an old school RPG and try to slay the bee. It was like I don't have a broom, but I got a bow and arrow. Tom, if I hit it with a bow and arrow, I'm going out to the wild for more adventures.
That would be pretty amazing. Just skewer a bee with an arrow.
I was like, boom! Ooh, nigga, ooh!
Ooh, got him.
Y'all should have never gave me this bow.
Yeah, I don't
as long
support.
As you don't actually hit my door.
I don't support giving Jojo a bow and arrow.
Please give me a bow and arrow.
I don't support giving Jojo any weapons.
Vote for it.
After I told
The audience.
I haven't checked the straw poll results recently. I should.
Will still
I should
probably
do
win
that
it.
at some point. Last I checked, Will was winning. I'll go check those. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the news segment. So, first up for our unfiltered news, we've got a story about Vice.
So like, I've been watching a lot of Vice recently in the past like month or so. Has been doing these things where they have two groups of people come together and they talk about a subject. Like they had liberals and conservatives come in and they start talking about the same thing. Black liberals and black conservatives talking. And it was pretty cool. You know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really informative and just to get to see people's point of views. The most recent one they had was feminists talk about feminism. And
okay.
Women talk about feminism because not all of them were feminists.
Not all of them considered. So, not all of them consider themselves with feminists, but some of them like in the idea. So they all raised their hands and they were somewhat like this. But like their idea was like, I don't consider myself a third wave feminist. I don't agree with that movement. Now, if we're using the definition of equality of both genders, then they're like yes in that sense.
Right, but that's an ideal or a whatever the fuck I'm trying to say, but it's not an ideology.
Exactly.
So, feminism is an ideology, whereas equality among the sexes is a principle.
Yeah, and
it is a difference. It's not just you like this principle. We are feminists. It's like it's not how it works. So,
there was one thing I did, like one point I did enjoy during that thing that I really enjoyed. So one thing they brought up was Donald Trump.
Yeah, Will's still winning.
That's not fair, man.
How many votes?
Ingrid, there's only 7. So
Damn. Oh, I kind of did tell somebody to go against you.
I voted for Ingrid Newkirk, so I'm one of those two. She's in second place.
I voted for you. 100%.
I'm gonna vote for Will again.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can vote.
I think it's only one per person.
I haven't voted.
Oh,
I'm gonna vote for Will.
How dare you? You didn't go. You didn't vote. All right, everyone go vote in the straw poll,
please.
Villain of the month.
I don't think I deserve it.
It's due by next week. That's your homework.
I'm gonna try my best to get this vote swung in someone else's favor.
We have 0 for R. Kelly.
Cause that nigga can sing.
Cause he good.
I watched that episode. I watched that episode yesterday. But back to what we were the feminist thing. I totally lost my train of thought for a second.
Shit, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm just surprised you're still in first place.
I'm not surprised. We have jackasses. But
if you vote for Will Tyme, that'll make it 50% of the vote that he's got.
It would.
A 5-person poll.
It would. But that would mean that like a majority, like 3/4 of the people, like half the people here voted for me. But nonetheless. But one thing I really thought was eye opening was when the thing that people keep saying, Donald Trump goes and grabs women by the pussy and this,
by the pussy.
and and they're like, he just does that, and the lady, that one girl corrected him, no, he does not. He said that they let you do that. Have you been around groupies? Groupies let you do that, and they're like, well, it doesn't make it right. And they're like, well, that's for them to decide. Like, who are you? And I was like, see, I keep telling everybody. And and that was one thing I kept, like, what brought my eyes to, like, open a little more on how, like, media is just twisting stories.
And also she was talking about how he was secretly being recorded as well.
Yeah, he was secretly recorded.
I don't know how true that was.
He was being secretly recorded.
Well, then that's also wrong. As well, you shouldn't like fucking. It's a confidential
conversation.
But it depends on.
It depends on your fake.
I think it's wrong. I was just saying with the legality of
but it's with our.
Yeah, because there's some
state or 2-party state.
Exactly. Like I know Georgia's a 1-party state.
Yeah.
And California's a 2-party state. Because I know like Kanye West and Taylor Swift got into a big issue with it because Kanye called her and told her about the song he was writing, and he said the verse to her, right? And she said okay. Then the verse came out and she was outraged. But Kim recorded Kanye's conversation with them, and he heard the recording of him quoting the verse word for word to Taylor. Yeah. And then she was like, well, that's a breach of confidence and this and this and that. Wow. Because she was in a 2-party state, and he was in a 1-party state. And so then there was a big issue on whether or not, because he called in a 1-party state, he had the right to do it. Yeah. But because she was in a 2-party state when she received the call, But
you just shouldn't do that to our good president, Mr. Good President Trump.
Obama.
But it's the black in me. I can't help it.
But it was crazy because like it made me realize like all these people were relatively educated. I'm not gonna say they were in the top echelons of the school, but they were relatively educated. Right, but all of them believed the same rhetoric that he went around grabbing women and doing that. When it was like,
except for the one in the ghetto, the one that lived in the hood, she looked like that.
That's what you have when people are calling him the people will say he's an admitted rapist, and like, no, he's not.
He's our good president, Mr. President Donald Trump. God bless Donald Trump.
Looks like we're getting another vote.
Man, this ain't fair.
Thank you for your service, Tyme. Yeah, go ahead and add that in.
I'm gonna give cash. I'm gonna give what's his name.
I hated that damn video. If I ever play somebody like that at Yu-Gi-Oh, I may have to hook with him. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen my new Duel Monsters?
It's a gun.
Hey, check out my new Duel Monster. It's a gun. It's like, oh no, I just lost all my life points, but you're about to lose your life. Like, for real.
I love VR chat, man. VR chat.
VR chat is
if we get enough fans,
so many memes.
If we get enough fans, we'll start going in VR chat. I got an Oculus. We'll start going in VR chat for real.
I'd have to buy one.
No, we just take turns, like swap the Oculus on or whatever. I mean,
nah, I'd have to. I want one anyway.
Oh, okay.
I want one for pornography.
Yeah,
they're very expensive. Yeah.
I don't want to watch porn on my
I do.
PS4 anymore.
Porn. Okay. Is that what you want an Oculus for, Jojo?
You know, see, we were talking about feminism, and now we're going to porn.
We always end up back on porn. I've noticed a pattern. Every podcast we're either talking about rape or about porn or.
But they love it.
Well, I mean, the ones with porn have the most views.
Sex sells.
I know.
Or rape.
I don't know how much people love rape.
See, look, we
had
no,
there's a lot
not
of
rape.
rapists.
No, I said porn.
There's a lot of rapists out there. So apparently,
no, there's one with rape. Actually,
you mean like rape allegations? And all that, like.
Oh yeah. So like we had
the one that was too ugly to get raped.
We had the ethics chief watches porn. That's got 236 views, and then we got porn ban hurts Tumblr. That's 216 views. Those are our two most viewed videos. I should have said educational porn instead of educational sex tapes for our first one. I'll just have to go and change the title and get more views on our first episode.
Just said the tagline: "Internet is for porn."
Yeah,
the internet is for porn. For porn. But like, I definitely think if you guys have the chance to, you should definitely check out Vice's thing about when the feminists talk about feminism. And it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And you know, I'm super expecting Vice like to be like very, you know, liberal and very like what were we saying earlier? Fucking damn it, I can't remember the name now. But they were surprisingly a lot. It seemed like they were directing a lot of debate very conservative.
Yeah,
which was very surprising for Vice,
yeah.
In my opinion. It was just
that is really surprising. They're very progressive.
But if you have the chance, the opportunity to check it, I definitely think you should. It's been very, very, how do I say, enlightening to see people's views.
Yep. It's always good to hear a different point of view.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So especially mine.
Nah.
So all right, we'll move on to the next one. We got a Jussie Smollett update. So I don't know if y'all heard.
Happened?
So I don't know if y'all heard, but so they dismissed the case, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
they didn't dismiss it. They dropped the charges.
They dropped the charges. I'm sorry. No, it's
they dropped the charges and then they sealed it.
Well, so the thing is, there's a couple things. First of all, he's not protected by double jeopardy laws because it never even came close to trial.
No, it's not.
So the feds are now coming in.
Yeah,
I know. He's being investigated.
Yeah, and they're also investigating all of the. They're investigating the
letter. Fuck you, dude.
The prosecutor or whatever, the prosecutor attorney, investigating them, whether or not there was any kind of impropriety or whatever, and the contact from one of Michelle Obama's aides. So he's at least getting charged for that. And then also, I don't know if you know this, but the police and the mayor sued the district attorney's office.
They didn't know they sued the DA's office.
I don't know if it was,
not the DA.
I might have gotten the wrong thing, but they sued.
How do you sue the DA's office? You work for the state.
I might have gotten that back.
It's like the state sues the state.
Oh no, I know what it was. They sued him.
Oh yeah, I know they sued him. Yeah, they're suing him for the fees.
Yeah, for the 100. Because so people were acting like, oh, he gave them $10,000. That's so generous. But they were, if you look at the citation or whatever, it cost them over $130,000.
Yeah, and that's what they're suing for. I know about that.
Yeah, so people being like, "Oh, he gave the 10th." Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck idiots.
Yeah. And it's crazy because
it's not generous of you to. Oh, I stole $130,000 from you, but here's $10,000. Look how generous.
Congratulations.
So I'm gonna go rob each and every one of y'all for $130,000. Y'all don't even have. I don't even know I'm fucking saying this, but I'm gonna rob you and I'm gonna give you back some of it and tell you that I'm being generous.
Yeah. Hopefully you won't tickle their buttholes.
No, I'm not really into that. That's not really my thing.
That's still wild. But
he needs a theme song.
The buttholes.
I hate him so bad, and it's because like, look, it's one thing. Like, and, I was talking to some people about it, and I was like, look, it's one thing if you you just beat the state. You beat the state, just go about your business, whatever, leave it alone, go. Yeah. This man had the audacity to do an interview and be like, I was innocent. I ain't never lied the whole time. I told nothing but the truth, and this and that. Just kind of like pointing and laughing in their face the whole time. Mm-hmm. And he had
the smug "I'm lying" look on his face too. Man. I remember.
If you notice, whenever he says because I noticed whenever he was talking, saying something like "I never lied," he always kept his eyes away from the cameraman, always.
Yeah. You can't make eye contact when you're saying if you're a liar.
A lot of times, whenever you're doing stuff like that, there's multiple cameras. You don't know which.
That's true. That's the case.
That's also the case.
Was anyone talking to him though? Because he might have just been looking at the.
No,
interview.
It was just a.
It was a press interview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like one of the Chicago PD.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, Tom, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a camera below your feet because he was also looking down a lot when he was saying that.
He was probably reading statements that he written out himself.
Yeah.
He could have there's a lot of things that could play.
He was probably looking down to make sure the butthole tickler wasn't down there.
Oh no.
He's on the loose and all that. So.
A real hate crime.
But
you know what the fuck you do.
I really do wish that this man would just go somewhere and fall in a hole or something.
Yeah, because I'm honestly tired of talking about him. Just put him in jail.
I think he should.
We don't have to talk about this anymore.
I mean, look, and
50 years of hard labor.
One thing I
agree. Put him in the
5 years for general jackassery.
Yeah. No. He needs more than 5
hard
years.
Labor.
He cannot be a celebrity after this. You have to strip the title of him being a fucking celebrity.
He'll still be rich and famous. There's nothing to argue about that.
God, law, poverty. The government just fucks you.
The only way to take away someone's their riches and fame is to accuse them of rape.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Also,
a white girl can do it.
Also, if you,
Kobe. Hey, don't throw my Canadian coins. I need those. I need to trick somebody. Wake the fuck up.
But the thing that really aggravates me the most about it, the thing that really bothered me the most when I heard, was when I told people about it and was like, this and that, their response was, well, white people get away with it all the time.
Rich people get away with it all the time. There's the correction there.
Yeah.
Ain't no poor white man oh, but officer, I'm white. And it's, you know what? Oh,
except for the one in Italy.
That
he was Peruvian.
Yeah, they were Peruvian. Proving my case.
When it comes to getting away with crime, the only color that matters is green.
Exactly.
You're so right.
That's blue, really, because the
green and or blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones getting caught is the black.
They'll protect their own, that's for sure. That's the thing they're best at protecting.
I was talking about blue because the hundreds now, they're kind of bluish.
Oh, I thought you were talking about police.
Oh, well, yeah, police are going to get away with it.
Wow.
But you know how I attribute that to whenever you go into your job or whatever, you get a discount wherever you go.
That's a discount.
You get a discount. It was like
you can commit whatever crime you want.
You commit your crime. We'll give you a 30-year discount.
Yeah.
We'll knock 30 years off. If
it's less than 30 years, you won't even get indicted. You don't even waste your time with it.
Yeah, we'll fire you, and then you'll go work for another police precinct or something like that. That's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I just really, I really don't know where this case is gonna go.
Hopefully, prison.
I just want him in jail.
It's not gonna happen.
He's not going to jail.
He's not going to jail. And like I just be happy his life is ruined.
And you know his
that's not even gonna happen.
You know he's gonna be on the show, on his show still. Like they didn't write him out or anything like that.
Really?
He's
I thought they did.
Huh?
I thought they did.
No, they didn't.
Wow.
He's actually still gonna have his role. He's one of the lead roles in the thing of the main family in his on Empire. So he's still gonna have that. Still gonna have money. Hopefully, people just stop watching it. You know. Yeah. I heard it was getting whack anyway. It was always whack to me. I ain't watched that bullshit.
Yeah, ever since 50 Cent died, well, I don't know. I don't actually watch the show.
Power's good if you haven't seen
Power.
Oh,
That
Power.
had 50 Cent.
Yeah, I don't watch the black shows.
The worst part about all this is that in 20 years, he's gonna write a book. If I did it,
like Hillary Clinton.
No,
No,
like
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're gonna have to put up with that shit because his fading career and all that.
I just don't
You
believe
know
black
what?
people.
O.J. Simpson. That whole thing. You know what? We used to be happy when black people got away with crimes.
Yeah.
OJ,
I feel like
R. Kelly, back in the people were really happy that man R. Kelly got away with what he did.
Yeah,
I
they
know,
were.
man.
And
I feel like that's our reparations.
that's what I'm
Oh
saying.
no, not R. Kelly. R. Kelly isn't our reparations. Like if they would just throw him in jail and let Bill out.
Yeah.
I'd
Be happy
with
to die. The simple breezes could kill Bill Cosby.
That man can't see. He's like, do you really think that he's mad that he's in jail? He was like, I can't see shit in this nice house anyway. I might as well be in jail.
Oh no, he can't see shit. The butthole tickler may visit him.
I could still use my money to buy the same food I had outside. Y'all put me in the. I heard he was in population though, but it's just long as niggas leave
He's
him.
Bill Cosby. No one's gonna fuck with Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
he is
don't go
the
missing.
black dad.
He was there. A lot of their childhood dads, whenever their dad wasn't there, and it just had to pretend that Bill Cosby was in his their living room wearing a Coogee sweater.
Quick thing, did you because I know we're not doing street tweets, and I just realized something. Did you guys see the picture of Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, the one that they tweeted? They're holding four.
Yeah, I've seen
they
that.
tweeted a picture of Chris
Hour.
Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Is it at 4th Rush Hour?
And they're holding four. We don't know yet, but that's what they're hinting at.
When was this tweeted? Was it on?
I saw it on Facebook actually.
Was it on April 1st?
You know what? That is a good fucking question.
That's a good question.
I'm going.
You assholes! You got me excited about this. It might be a fucking.
But
I hate y'all.
But we know Bad Boys is coming out though, pretty soon.
Oh, is it Bad Boy? What, 3 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Them niggas old.
Yeah, that was a long time.
And fat.
I don't think Will Smith is fat now.
Martin got fat.
Martin may have gotten fat. I haven't seen a recent picture of Martin, but I know that those two in movies are hilarious together. So.
Yes, them and Eddie Murphy and Martin. That movie Life.
Oh yeah.
They're working on it.
Yeah,
they're actually working on it. Yeah, and they started working on it.
Chris Tucker has confirmed that Rush Hour 4 is in development.
Like since late January.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker, fuck Rush Hour, do Friday.
Yeah, nigga. Damn.
No, man.
Them niggas not doing Friday.
No, man. I like Rush Hour.
One, because they couldn't afford to pay.
You know, Clay, that's borderline racist. What you just said.
I said they were what?
It was like movies. You said, "Nah, man, I like Rush Hour." And I was talking about Friday. That's borderline racist.
It is.
I don't care.
That's borderline racist.
Goddamn care.
Clay, who put you on the polls?
Well, we were supposed to watch Friday one time, so you know.
You ain't never seen Friday?
We've had this
He never seen Life.
time.
Oh my God!
I don't know if you know.
What the hell is your problem?
I grew up white. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that's.
What do you mean? What's my problem? I grew up white. So I ain't never seen Friday.
Clay has never.
I'm sorry, Massa. Please don't beat me no more. I'll watch Fridays.
Clay has never worn a bigger shirt than he is now since the years I've known him. That man's shirt has never been baggy.
Yeah.
Ever.
Facts.
He white.
Have you ever seen Don't Be a Menace while drinking OJ in the Hood?
No.
See?
That.
What?
If he hasn't seen Life, he hasn't seen any of those movies. Have you seen Harlem Nights?
I actually have seen Harlem Nights.
Oh, look.
that is a funny fucking movie.
Yeah.
You gonna shoot me in my pinky toe?
Oh, you gonna shoot me in my pinky toe?
I can't believe that.
I'ma kill him.
I'ma kill him.
You ain't had to shoot her in the pinky toe. The bitch was trying to stab me.
She was just trying to scare you. She was just trying to scare you.
I love it.
That reminds me,
I haven't seen that in so long. Oh my god.
Never mind.
We need to just have like Black Movie Night or something, and just watch like Friday and all this shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, we need to move on.
Yeah, all right.
I forgot the fuck
We could have had
about.
that whole conversation off air.
That's fair.
All these conversations we normally have off air.
All right, we got one more thing we want to talk about. So what the fuck is a Nipsey Hussle?
It's a person.
Man,
That's a
Are
person.
you sure that's
Yeah,
the person that was murdered?
Put some respect on that name.
Yeah. So
The racist.
Well, I'm
I'll put you on
so
the
very
phone.
sorry to hear that.
Okay.
He was.
so he
No, I
was-
just never heard of this before. Like, I don't. Fuck
So
Nipsey
Nipsey
Hussle. He is
Hussle,
white.
he was a
See? Fucker.
Nipsey Hussle. He's a rapper who.
See, I didn't even spell it right on our topics list.
They ain't got
So.
that.
He was a
an
rapper
E.
who was basically he was actually a decent like West Coast rapper. I listened to some of his music since he's passed. The
Yeah.
first time I heard of him is when he was on the BET Awards and he slapped the nigga outside the BET Awards, and they were calling his album Victory Slap because his debut album was Victory Lap or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They called it Victory Slap. So like then like I was like I'm gonna check this guy out or whatever, and I'm gonna listen to his music or whatever, and I never got around to it. Mostly because I have like the memory of a goldfish and I forget shit.
Yes.
I forget shit really quick. So like basically he was actually prevalent in his neighborhood, in his community. He brought businesses there. He tried to help people out and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
He even paid some people's court fees that couldn't help pay for their fees when they were like fighting charges that they were wrongfully convicted of. Yeah, he
Oh,
actually.
right on, man.
Yeah, he was actually helping.
He was trying to be a big figure in his community. He was trying to build his community.
Someone who was actually doing something good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some good in the world.
And
not
basically
faking
he was
Yeah.
having
Of course, he ended up getting shot. He's doing the right thing.
yeah.
Or trying to do the right things.
He was arguing with somebody, and then they came back with a gun, shot him.
The fuck.
And I haven't seen the videos, but like I've heard people talk about the video of him being shot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to really watch that video of him getting shot.
There's actual video of him getting shot.
Yeah, so it was surveillance camera outside of the store.
Oh, okay.
Because he was
okay.
sitting outside of
I
the
see.
store that he owned in his neighborhood,
Wow.
providing jobs for people
Yeah,
in
yeah,
his
yeah.
neighborhood, you know?
Yeah.
And he got shot. And I heard that the guy even was mad enough to kick that man's lifeless body after he shot him. And
What the fuck, man?
so basically the police tweeted out the picture and the name of the guy that shot
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the best part about it. They tweeted his name, and I'm like, this dude
Find
can't
this
go
nigga.
into hiding.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
like the guy that shot him is in LA. So
Yeah.
like basically short background story, he had Nipsey Hussle whenever he was younger, he had gang affiliation. So
Uh-huh.
you know, once you're a gang member, you're always a gang member, even if you don't live the lifestyle of a gang member, like the negative violence and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's other gang members that are prevalent in California and stuff like that, and they have restaurants and stuff like that, and they're trying to build, instead of making it a negative thing, they're trying to turn kids to positivity.
That's how it all started.
Well, that's what it says right here. Is that in March, Hussle had contacted officials from the LAPD to arrange a meeting with him and Rock Nation about what they could do to help prevent gang violence in South Los Angeles.
That was the day. That was the day after he got. The day after he got shot
was the day. The meeting
they were
scheduled.
supposed to meet.
Yeah.
They even tweeted that they wish they had moved the schedule up because they kept having scheduling issues.
Yeah.
And they even tweeted saying they wish they hadn't changed it the last time.
That?
Yeah. They really do.
And basically, long story short, like there's rumors that his baby, the guy who shot Nipsey Hussle, his baby mama and his mom's house got shot at and stuff like that. Like it was wild. It was people looking for him, and he got caught by the police trying to check himself into a mental health facility.
Really?
Safest place you can go.
They
nice try, fuckface.
Nah, nigga, you ain't you ain't crazy now. You ain't crazy
We got a room for you, but it ain't all white and puffy. It's cold with bars.
I can picture like it happening one or two ways. Like someone sees this man as he's going in. There that nigga go! or option two, being like one of the people at the front desk is a big fan of Nipsey Hussle and was just like,
sure.
Yeah, sign right here.
Yeah,
now
I got a lot of paperwork for you to fill out.
Now,
police
got him.
We got him.
Bring Batman.
And like
information.
That's happened like. It's been a story basically throughout this whole week. Yeah. But like one of the new updates is there's a lot of outrage towards Kodak Black. And it's because he went on IG Live. Mm-hmm. And if you're even a fan of Kodak, you know that man is foolish. That man talks foolishness all the time. You shouldn't expect anything intelligent to come out of Kodak's mouth.
That doesn't justify anything.
I understand that, but what he said...
When you say but, you negate everything you said previously in that sentence.
No, I didn't.
Like I understand, but no, you don't understand if you're trying to justify it still.
I'm saying that the amount of shock shouldn't be there because you know that Kodak says dumb shit all the time.
Well, the amount of shock...
Like, wait, what did he say? Because we haven't gotten to that. What did he say?
Basically, he was on the on IG Live talking about Nipsey Hussle's wife and talking about how he would talk, like how he's going to try to talk to her, and it was like she may need some time, she's a widow or whatever, and it was like I'm a messenger and be like I'll be a shoulder you can cry on or whatever, and like talking. And
he said this?
Yeah.
On a radio show?
No, Instagram.
Okay. Oh, that's it. I completely missed what you were saying. Yeah.
And video that I seen on...
It's after midnight. Fuck. Cut me some slack.
And the video that I seen on live was like, he wasn't even looking towards the camera. So he may have made his own live, but the one that I seen looked like somebody was recording him. So it didn't even look like a public conversation. Wow. But there's a lot of outrage towards him.
I get it. I don't think
that's a pretty fucked up thing to say.
Yeah, but for real, like if you really didn't like know Nipsey like that, really fuck with him like that, then that's going through like an average nigga's head. Like she's fine. I'm a holler.
But you know that's the thing about it.
Just died.
Yeah.
See, that's fair.
The public
but it's a nigga.
Was
see, but when you say but, you negate everything you say previously. Like what Joe's doesn't matter. Like, and see, that's the thing about it is that common decency, like the level of common decency in the world has gone so fucking low that no one can have any common respect for anyone's life. And like, imagine it, and that's the problem. And that's legitimately the problem with the world as it is right now. No one has any kind of decency or respect for another person. And the lack of respect for another person is where society starts to fall. Because if you don't have respect for other people's well-beings or your well-being. Well, one, if you don't have respect for other people's well-being, how do you expect them to have respect for your well-being? And that's the problem with a lot of people nowadays, is that they're going around thinking, I just need to worry about myself, and not know that, and not believe that society's built up upon people and not individuals. And it's literally just how, like, it's a community is a group of people, not a group of individuals. I guess the best way to put it. You know what I mean? And that's.
I see what you're trying to say, but I think you're phrasing it wrong, because it is a group of individuals.
I guess it's
at the foundation of everything. It's always an individual.
It's individual, yes.
But you should have respect for another individual because they're each person's their own individual.
Everyone has. I guess the best way to put it is
at least offer them a modicum of respect to start out with. Maybe they're not worth it, and then maybe you take that respect away later. But at least start out with offering a small amount of respect.
Yeah,
just some common decency, like you said.
Exactly. There has to be some, like, the fact that there's no bottom line anymore is the problem. And I guess the more or less correct way I was saying is that the idea in society, in my opinion, that in my personal opinion, is that society is a group of people who have a common goal of the well-being of the well-being of individual in general, but the well-being of individual will come when the well-being of the group comes. And the mindset of that, that's my ideology is that if everyone's doing well, you're doing well, you know. But you go about it in the ways of, if I don't want this happening to me, I'm not going to do it because I wouldn't want it happening to me. Therefore, the idea is that I'm doing this because I wouldn't want it happening to me, and it benefits the group in the long run.
Right, but that's more of an individualist ideal. Is like, you know, I'm not doing this because I don't want it done to me. Whereas, like, usually it's the collectivist thought that you get all the violations of that principle of, like, well, this is what's good for the group as a whole, so we sacrifice this person or these people. We purge this group or kill off that group. To me, so I think I see what you're trying to say. To me, like, my perspective on it is that everything is reversed. Is that you start with the individual and you build up from there. And I think there is a lot. I do agree that there's a lot of there's a lack of foresight and you know, forethought as far as, you know, what's good for the community. There's a severe lack of forethought.
I think
my big point for the whole thing, like whenever I was talking about what Kodak did, was actually, it's not the first time that he said something crazy like that got people riled up, and what happened, it just blew up his that's the reason why it's always worked out in his favor for people to act out adversely, for people to be upset. Mm-hmm. And if you continue to be upset, it's going to continue to work out in his favor, and he's going to continue to do
outrage marketing.
So if someone kills someone, just because they kill another person, you shouldn't be just as upset. Because they've done it before.
That's an extreme.
I get the level of extremity is skyrocketed. We're going from like a 5 to a 10 at this point in time.
Because you're talking about killing somebody instead of ignoring somebody, killing somebody.
No, it's not ignoring somebody, killing somebody. It's you're making an excuse of where we shouldn't be as upset about it because he's done it before.
No, I'm saying that.
He's saying he doesn't see why people are so surprised
that he's done.
Why the shock is there.
So
the
then
upset makes sense. The shock makes sense because he's got.
And also
that's what you're saying?
The attention that they pay to it doesn't make sense either, because he's going to continue to do it. He continues to get more attention, which really does sell his music still.
Well, he continues to get more attention, and it's because of the fact that. But like in general, they allow themselves to be manipulated in the marketing. Because the thing is, negative attention can ruin people and companies, right?
It can.
And so, and that's the thing about the fact that how it's such a smart ploy, that the fact that he's not saying something outrageous enough for it to destroy him, but he's saying something outrageous enough to get attention. And so that's why I'm saying along the lines of that, okay, because he said something to get attention, the fact is we should be at this point where, look, this is enough. He said it before. He's done this before. All right, I'm not. We should be surprised he keeps doing this. We should be surprised he keeps doing this. We should be surprised that he keeps stepping these lines. Why? Because we should be surprised at the fact that he's not suffering for the fact he keeps stepping these lines, right? And so until he suffers the consequences of the fact, people will still be surprised that it happens, because these are things that are saying that should, in theory, hurt him. In theory, right? In theory, it should hurt him.
See, I don't even know if I support that, because I'm kind of an extremist when it comes to free speech.
Yeah, you have every right to say what you want to say and so on and so forth. But I have a right as a consumer, if a large group...
You also have freedom of association.
Yeah.
So you have a right not to consume whatever product or...
Exactly.
And I'm saying, like, there's a lot of people making videos and threats at him and stuff like that.
I'm only talking about the, like, trying to socially coerce people into, like, not being able to do, like... Yeah, okay, it's a little different if you're, like, if your whole shtick is outrage marketing, essentially. But,
yeah.
Like, I take, like, a real issue with people calling people's businesses or places of work and trying to get them fired just because they don't like something the person said. It's like, that's not you associating with that person. You're going out of your way to attack that person when you do something like that. But it's different for this, because he's... Like I said, it's different for this. You have a right to not do it.
It's
just is like...
Well, it's different for this, too, because it's like your source of income is being in the eye. Is your public image.
Yeah, for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you active, so that's where I guess the individual where the difference comes. If my source of, like, Chick-fil-A, the whole thing that happened with Chick-fil-A and the gay marriages and stuff on and so forth, right? That I don't think it was right for people. I don't think that it's right that people were going to Chick-fil-A and yelling at the employees because something one person said. Right?
Yeah, the employees don't have any fucking...
Exactly. Yeah. And you have every right to not go buy Chick-fil-A for whatever fucking reason you want to go buy a Chick-fil-A or not. You know what I mean? But the thing is, them attacking the individuals or calling and going out of their way to hurt the business in the sense of, like, because what they didn't agree with one person said, the business itself is built upon its foundation of food. Now, marketing obviously is a part of their business, but is built on the food. So now, with the difference when we come to artists and so on and so forth, they're built upon the music, but a lot of it is really just image in most cases. It's I wouldn't say like 60-40, 60s music, 40s image. You know what I mean? And so in that thought process, it's like it should be a different standard, not different standard. It's I guess kind of like a line. You're like on the line of how this should affect you, as opposed to like an establishment.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm totally on board with it. If someone says something you don't like, you don't want to buy their stuff, don't buy their stuff. I'm really more of just saying that I don't like the I don't like all the statements of, like, well, you shouldn't say this or you shouldn't say that or trying to say, like, what you should and shouldn't do. As far as speech goes, like, you can say whatever you want, and no one in the fucking world can tell you otherwise what you should and should not say.
I agree.
Because they can tell you that, because that is their freedom of speech.
They can say what they want.
I'm sorry. So yeah, you can tell me that, but I'm just gonna fucking ignore it.
We're talking about regulating, more or less.
That's really what I'm trying to say. It's like trying to advocate for some kind of regulation of that, or even I'm against really any kind of enforcement of that sort of thing outside of individual choice to associate with a person or not.
I agree with that. And I guess like
trying to go out of your way to destroy someone for something they said is way past the line for me. Even if you're like, oh well, I'm not suing him legally. We're just using social pressures or whatever. But you're that's going completely against the spirit of the law.
Well, it's also in the sense of, like, let's just think like this: if someone were to take all of things Kodak Black has said and done, right, and build a whole compilation on it, right, and use that as
on YouTube.
Well, I'm saying, and use that as a way of, like, hard marketing, like someone who had enough money to drive this marketing and just destroy his image. Is he wrong for that? That's his form of freedom of speech.
That's different. That's not him speaking on that. That's him.
That's him taking everything this man has said, and putting it out there in the network and saying, this guy is bad and I don't think you should support him due to this.
if you want to have like, oh, don't support this person, that's different though. If you want to try to say like, oh, I don't support this person, I still actually don't even support that really. Trying to argue for other people because they should just make their own decision.
Yeah.
But I see why someone.
You're trying to sway their decision.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying, and you might
politically.
The other thing is you might even be like you might be taking things out of context or putting things in a different light than what they're supposed to be, which is dishonest.
That's very true.
Freedom.
But let's take it on the let's like kind of put on like not an extreme on both extremes. Let's say you're not being dishonest. You're taking everything within context, and let's just put perfect realm of how it's run.
Okay.
And let's say for me, for instance, now personally, I really could care fucking less with Kodak. But let's say
I don't even know what the guy looks like.
Yeah, let's say
a pickaninny. Well, he used like a pickaninny.
Yeah. You know, his music's good. I like his music. But let's say I personally did not like what he said. And I don't like what he's been saying beyond this point, right? Mm-hmm. I take my freedom of speech to tell people how I feel about it, right?
Sure,
and show people and explain people in ways in this. And if that and use my hard-earned money, right, to project my voice in a microphone, right? Because that when you use money, you amplify your voice, and he directly suffers because of that. Now, in that case, it's still my freedom of speech to go and advocate for whatever I want. You know, I'm putting this information out there, and what happens, happens. It's the same thing of what he says. He has the right to say it, and what happens, happens. So in that sense,
no, I agree. I totally like if he wants to do that, fine. That's his freedom of speech.
But what I'm saying is that a lot of the people that are doing what you're saying, further pushes him into, because like right now we're talking about him. We said his name on, not saying that we're big or anything.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So like people that
we've given them a platform.
Yeah. So basically,
or giving them attention and free advertising. That's really all it is free advertising.
Yeah.
So like people, instead of, the worst thing that you could have done to him if you didn't like what he said was ignore him.
Yeah. That's really kind of, that's where I was gonna go with that. By the way, is like it just doesn't work. You can make all these videos attacking people and stuff like that. You can lie about them.
People
ultimately,
be mad.
It won't work.
People be mad.
The difference though too is so you can do that if it's a public individual, but you can't do something like that
private.
For private.
Yeah,
individual.
agree.
Yeah, because that comes into slander. And libel.
Correct.
So, even
if it's incorrect or untrue. But yes, correct.
Which people
there's
be
a
fake mad for a week.
Very fine line.
Because you could find like the smallest thing and then bam, all of a sudden you got a libel.
Especially you can't make statements. You have to make opinions.
Yeah. And you don't want to do this stuff against like private individuals. Like,
exactly.
Don't even do it against private individuals.
Agree.
But with the public individuals, it just doesn't work. Is really
well. See, and I would agree if there weren't so many like businesses in general that have been like, even small businesses that have been like affluently shut down because of like things.
Well, it's easy for small businesses. I mean, that's a small business.
Well, I mean, even what was it?
Boycotts will actually affect those. If boycott Walmart, they're not going to give a fuck.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, try putting Walmart out of business with a boycott.
Well,
see how well it goes.
There have been businesses even like in the past, let's say like 6 years, because like social media has really taken a hold within the past 5 to 6 years, and when it comes to marketing. People have said something, or even like the whole thing that happened with Delta. Delta's stocks like dropped significantly. You know, it hurt them.
They usually, if you look at it though, they almost always just rebound.
Yeah, they do. They do
Every
rebound.
time they just bounce right back.
Because people are fake mad for a week and then they come back.
That's exactly what
it is.
Yeah.
They're fake mad for a week and they come back.
Yep.
I'm not even mad. I just whatever code. I'm not here for Kodak's Instagram. I like his music and I listen to that. That's
fair. I like his music too. I do.
If you're looking for a speech from Kodak, then you're probably going to the wrong place. There's probably better things you could do with your time. There's probably better
Jojo
things.
said Kodak looked like a pickaninny.
He used to look like
Kodak
a
Black.
Uh-huh.
All right,
like kind of old
early Kodak Black, and then look up Pickaninny. And I thought Jojo was like just pulling words out of his ass when he said Pickaninny.
I hate you.
I physically Googled Pickaninny, and I was like,
yeah, that's him.
All right, that's Kodak Black.
Are you talking about the photo of him? Oh, that. All right, is that what you with the
yeah.
That picture?
Dreads, yeah.
Now look up Pickaninny. Do you know what a Pickaninny is?
I don't believe so.
You're about to now.
Did I even spell that? Picking. Oh, I did know that. Yeah. I forgot about that. As soon as I saw it, oh my god.
Whenever that man came on the
pal for your pal.
Whenever that man came on the freshman freestyle, I looked at that. I'm not about to listen to somebody who looked like a pickaninny.
Jojo had me Googling stuff. I apologize, Jojo. No, because me and Tyme were in the car. I was like, Tyme, I gotta apologize to Jojo. I thought this nigga was a damn idiot. And when we saw Jojo, I'm so sorry.
I know racist and stereotypical shit.
Hey man, that's fair.
So like, baby, coon, moon cricket, spirit chugging.
Jesus.
Well, this whole thing's happening with Nipsey Hussle is
in Papua New Guinea, pickaninny is the word for kid, like for child.
That's probably where they got it from.
No, I don't know, maybe, but it's apparently really a. I'm just looking at the fucking treat sign, the frozen treat sign. Eat seeds and all.
Well, yeah, it's unfortunate that what happened to Nipsey Hussle. Was he like 30? He was 30. Was he 32 or 30?
He was 32, I think. 32.
He was 32.
Because I thought about my brother and I was like, man, I hate that nigga. Could have been him.
And a lot of black women I saw all over my Facebook was posting pictures of him and his wife, and they're like, "This is why we black women you bitch and moan whenever you choose a white woman, because this is what we could be." And I just be looking at it. It took everything in me to be like, "But you hoes ain't loyal."
Yeah. Loyal.
Chris Brown told me so, therefore it must be true.
Yep. I believe in Chris Brown.
Was he good? If you really wanted to stir them up, you could have done that. If you really wanted to stir them up, that would have been hilarious.
Nah, man, I'm not trying to stir them up. And the Beehive. Did you hear about the whole thing that happened with Beyonce?
What? No.
You talking about the nigga that kissed her? Or
yeah, he
kissed
like Beyonce on the cheek like twice, and Beyonce looked very uncomfortable.
Caught some side lip. Too.
She looked very uncomfortable, and people were talking about how
this guy?
I can't fucking
like
remember.
A fan.
It was at the NAACP Awards or something like that.
Some shit like that.
Yeah, him and Jay-Z.
It was just somebody. It was just somebody that got a little too hyped or whatever, and he kissed her on the cheek and then
he did it twice. He doubled up.
He double dipped and like because he was a little hype or whatever.
And she looked really uncomfortable.
Like it wasn't like malicious. It didn't look malicious. No, that man has a wife also, like he wasn't trying to like. Oh, on national TV, I'm gonna kiss a whole nother bitch in front of my wife.
Yeah. What the it was definitely blown out proportion.
People just get way too fucking sensitive about it. Like there's other countries where people kiss each other as a fucking greeting.
Well, be careful, because B has the Beehive. You don't want to stir the Beehive. And they went after that nigga.
I don't think that they're
fuck
being
Beyonce.
too.
Beyonce fucking sucks. She's goddamn trash. Come at us. Don't at me.
The white guy. The white guy said fuck Beyonce.
Will's the white guy.
I'll back Clay up. I'll back Clay. Fuck Beyonce and Just Smollett. We know what you did. Now I take that.
My name is William. I love B. You had the best feet of all time. I don't care.
I'll fight the Beehive. I remember Wu-Tang.
The Beehive. You thought Young Thugs.
You shouldn't have told me don't poke the Beehive.
I'm
gonna go poke.
No, they're actually real, man.
I believe it.
They actually go out and fuck niggas up for Beyonce.
Okay. You know what?
Fuck me up.
Is it too late for us not to start a Twitter? I don't know.
And the Beehive just come after us.
I only do that if I kiss her, apparently. So
fair enough.
The people are really just.
It's not like that one pass that touch all y'all Grande's titties.
You get it like, oh, it makes you uncomfortable. Okay, and what else? It's not like he used tongue or something, Or
well,
someone walks up, you start trying to French you.
You shouldn't like kiss on somebody if they don't feel comfortable with you doing.
But I understand.
But
that.
she didn't stop it too. That's the thing.
Well, I understand that. I understand if you don't feel comfortable.
Neither
with
the
it.
You don't expect somebody to just come up and just
I don't want someone to kiss on me either. But I'm saying like you shouldn't act like it's just like the end of the fucking world if that happens to you.
Nah, like if somebody
just be like, hey man, well I just be like I really don't like that. That's it. That's the end of it.
Terry Crews.
That's the whole end of it. Wow,
Terry Crews is different.
That's different, JoJo.
Terry Crews is completely different.
That was different.
I would have vocalized myself. Fuck that. Nigga ain't gonna touch my dick. Just get away with it. In public too, nigga?
But also, Terry Crews is, I think at the time, was in a position where his movies, he was just becoming really famous. And Hollywood is very cliquey. And at any point in time, you can just get X'd out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so he's
an
A-list actor. And he's still going to be considered an A-list actor, but him stepping up and saying something, granted, it's hard to say, but,
they are still just accusations.
Yeah, they are accusations. And he could have easily become a D-list actor or knocked out of Hollywood just because, he took an offensive or actually was assertive in that situation.
What you would have did?
What would I have done?
Uh-huh.
Are you still paying me millions of dollars?
I don't have millions.
Are they still paying me millions of dollars? So if they're still paying me millions of dollars, I'm just gonna be like, he grabbed my dick once. That's it. That's one time. You got one. I still get millions of dollars.
You almost fought a nigga.
Millions of dollars.
You almost fought a homeless nigga in a wheelchair for showing his dick
because he ain't giving millions of dollars.
You could have got millions of dollars.
He didn't give millions of dollars. I was gonna take his wheelchair. Let me tell you quick thing before we're
getting ready to wrap this up.
Yeah, quick thing. When I was in Savannah. All right, this lady was panhandling. So in Savannah, I have this. So you know how we have Stronger Clock around here? We call it Stronger Clock. So there's a time called Stronger Clock. Yeah. So in Savannah, there's Stronger Clock is when all the homeless people appear.
Damn, all right. You don't like money, do you?
And so what ended up happening was that this homeless lady, or I'm not gonna say she's homeless. I assume she was homeless. Was sitting in one of those metal chairs, the walkers that turns into a seat, and she's like, "Hey, I really need some money. I'm really hungry," and so on and so forth. And I looked at her. You selling that?
The poll is still up, people. Vote for Will. Yes. Vote for Will. Will is a villain. He uses power for evil.
I did not get it, though. She obviously wasn't selling it, therefore she was not in need of money. That's just how I...
Didn't you say that,
you got everything you need right there.
That you saw, like, all right, so me and Will was in the car, right? We saw this homeless family, right? And Will was like, I always just want to roll down my window. You let me fuck your wife for $50?
I did.
When was this?
When?
That would be horrible.
It was like a
month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago. I was like,
I was glad I wasn't there.
I was good. You let me fuck your wife for $50? No, man, that's not cool. I guess she really didn't need the money.
Now me, I was gonna take the pizza because they had a hot and ready out there,
and they had kids. Hungry. They had kids too. So I'm saying the thing, you ain't gonna feed your kids. Is that what it is? Yeah.
You dead, you piece of shit. We know what you did, Jay Smith.
That reminds me of that time that Tyme told me that we all were in Atlanta, and I forget who, but he kept saying, "Oh, roll the window down."
Jojo stuck his hot fries out and had a fat girl sitting at a bus station and Pig called her sweet. That was horrible.
I hate JoJo for that.
Just for the record, we were against him doing that. So if you're mad, don't at me.
They were
or Tyme or Will. Just at JoJo.
Tyme was against me for doing it.
You give JoJo all the right.
Will was okay with it.
No.
You could have locked my window.
I was okay up to the point this man Pig called him. Like I was thinking to myself, what's the worst thing JoJo could say to her? Because JoJo's somewhat socially awkward around women. Right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting, hey girl, I was expecting something like kind of weird. I didn't expect him the whole Pig call the bitch. Like
Will was expecting JoJo to throw his hot fries at her.
Yeah, I was secretly expecting that too.
Or sometimes I roll down my window and ask how much. I'll just yell how much to a random female.
Yeah,
that's really horrible.
It's not as bad as Tyme.
Terrible.
We can't drive through Atlanta.
I was in Orlando. So wait, no. So actually, the story where it was you in Atlanta. I don't want to say the other guy's name, but y'all told me about this where He kept saying, like, motioning to the guy. Y'all were in, like, heavy traffic. Kept motioning to the guy to roll the window down.
Oh, it was him that did that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So
we won't say the name, but
we were in traffic in Atlanta, so it was like bumper to bumper traffic, and then like this one family rides up next to us. And one of the people in our car starts signaling to the other person, like waving to him. So he rolls down his window with a concerned look, trying to help. And this man said, "Hey, you ugly as fuck." And then if you could see that man's face, like scrunched up, mad. He called him ugly as fuck in front of his whole family. His kids was in the car.
I wonder if his wife looked at him and nodded and like slowly nodded. Yeah.
just chalk this one up.
He was ignorant. That was ignorant.
I remember.
I was dying.
I remember me and a couple of friends. We were going to Disney World, and we were in Florida, right? There are a lot of Latino people. So I rolled down my window. I started, "Hey, Holmes, you want to fuck with me?" I said. He had to lock my window. I was like, "I'm just gonna do it in the street. We go to a restaurant now."
Well,
it's crazy. Y'all had to go down in the car. I don't know.
What did I do?
Whoa!
I had to go to Orlando. I had to go to Orlando, all right, with Tyme and that same friend, I think it was.
Yeah, it was the same person.
Yeah, we all went down to Orlando, and we were there. Like they got like this piece of shit hotel. I was working for this company for a thing, but they were this piece of shit hotel. So I had to drive them to the piece of shit hotel before I could drive back. And we stopped at this one light, and there was this Asian girl walking across the... I barely knew them at this point, by the way, right? So I had kind of learned enough that when I heard one of them rolling the window down, I immediately started trying to, like, stop him from doing that, like, roll it back up. But I couldn't just turn the window thing off. So they got about halfway down. I'm like, don't say anything. Don't you dare. And he just goes, "Hey, $5, sucky. Like, just yelled that out of my fucking car window. And it's like 2 a.m. So this girl's like...
So she was definitely a prostitute, right?
It was like midnight. But this girl's like clearly just trying to, like, let me just get back to my apartment.
It was
like Jesus, you know, and then just this car pulls up, ain't no one around.
It was like a busy area, though.
There was no one there.
There was a lot of cars out there, though.
Nah.
It was...
Not at the intersection that we were at. There might have been some, like, coming down the road or something, but not at the intersection we were at. It was literally just our car and her.
Tyme's the worst person to have a window roll.
I'm like, this girl probably thinks she's about to be raped.
What have I done recently?
I've only done 2 things.
Recently.
Time is also thrown. We were
driving.
They used to hit people with thirst busters. and burritos.
Time.
Nah, because there's another guy that did it too.
I hit somebody with a burrito.
Hey, I'm not the worst.
No,
I'm not the worst one.
So
there was somebody
who threw a PS2 at someone.
Yeah, they hit somebody. They hit somebody in the ankle with a PS2. Like it hit him in the ankle. A PS2, that nigga hurled the wood.
He took off like 2 layers of skin. That nigga took off like 2 layers of skin.
And I was going like at a decent enough speed for that to actually hurt. Like that man threw a PS2 and I seen it because he was sitting in the passenger rear. He was like, "Hey, hand me that PS2." And I'm thinking, I don't know what he's doing because he tried to pawn it. But they wouldn't take it because he didn't have the wires to it. So his solution was to throw it.
You try to pawn it, don't have the wires to it.
Oh no, man,
that nigga's dumb.
So this man took it in his hand and threw it out the window and hit somebody in the I'm assuming the ankle. It hit him in the leg. It went and it was the lower part of his leg.
Hopefully it wasn't the ankle. Do you know I used to skate.
Oh my god.
I used to skate. Do you know how difficult and not difficult, but it's just irritating.
I was going at least like 35, so I know a PS2 coming out the window at like 35.
That's ignorant. Tyme used to throw. Lot of mass he threw a whole Hawaiian punch.
Yeah,
punch
hit someone with a thirst buster.
Man in a white suit.
Yeah,
just that was uncalled for.
They also hit. Wasn't the guy on like a scooter or something?
Oh, that was another friend of ours.
You need to stop saying ours.
There used to be people riding around town. Just basically a couple years ago, there used to be people riding around town just throwing shit at people all the time. I guess
that's very true.
You hit the guy.
This was the worst one because this man was on a scooter. It was late at night, and how we used to how they used to do the thirst busters is they pour some slushy in it, and then they'll pour some soda, and then sometimes we'd mix it with liquor. He got done with the he didn't really want the thirst buster because it was just because we weren't getting liquor that night, so he didn't really want it. So he see this guy on the scooter. And the guy's just riding along. He's going with the flow of the traffic the same way we're going. This man leans half his body out the
get it real
window.
Good.
He leans half his body out the window, hits that man in the back of the neck, and BOOM!
That nigga make sure he got a good aim for that neck. Targeting.
Target locked.
Me and Clay are the only ones that don't do anything with niggas.
Nah, man. Nah. Will was shooting spitballs into people's car.
Spitballs?
Well, I hate you, Will.
No, I ain't
shit yourself? Who shit themselves?
No one.
No, probably.
Okay,
but yeah,
carry on
with the fucking McFlurry.
Oh, Will threw a McFlurry down into somebody's car.
Oh my God!
Look, man, that.
I remember that.
Yeah,
he hated you.
He probably still does.
He probably still does. Yeah. Vote for Will on the.
A lot of
Go
people
ahead and
still
tell
hate
everyone
Will.
why you threw it.
Yeah, just
explain. Why.
I'm gonna tell the whole story. Thank you very much. Tyme remembers it too.
If this is a long story, I'm gonna give an abridged version. Just explain how.
It was. So look, I wanted to stop at McDonald's to grab McFlurry real quick. He's like, all right, but because me and Tyme and him used to ride and we used to shout shit at people.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, if you do the thing where you shout stuff at people, I was like, sure, whatever. So we're driving through this parking lot. And I'm screaming something at this dude, and this guy starts reaching for his back like he's got something, right? And so I'm like, yo, move. This guy's got something. He's laughing, and he's driving all slow and shit. I'm like, nah, move. Like, this dude's got something. Tyme was there, and I was telling this nigga this, all right? And I
said that. I didn't actually see the guy reaching for anything.
But I was hot, because, like, I'm sitting there looking at the dude, and so I was kind of heated from it. And so I got my McFlurry, and my McFlurry, in my opinion, I'll state in my opinion, okay? All right, wasn't even full. And all right, so I saw it. Now, I had the most view of it because it was in my hand. Okay. All right, they didn't even fill it up to the cup. Now, I'm not talking about the rim, the little thing they put on top. Yeah. They didn't even fill it up all the way to the edge of the cup, right? So I was like, hey, man, hold up, man. We need to go back. They need to fill up my McFlurry. Nah, man, that's just not happening. I'm like, nah, man, turn the car around, man. Nah, come on. And so I'm hot already because I was already upset about the fact that this nigga didn't give a damn about our lives, right? Thought we were just a song and dance show. And so what I did was I threw the McFlurry. I threw the McFlurry in his car.
Now, remember when he was measuring the cup? Will was measuring the cup.
We were out of town, too. I would have left you out of town. This man Will proceeds to tell this man the most bullshit story on why he should take him back to where we live.
Yeah.
And like, ain't no way.
I ain't telling no bullshit story.
You would have gotten out of my car.
Yeah.
And I may have tried to run you over.
You sure you want your car that damaged? You see how big Will is?
Look.
So I might have tried to run him over more than once. How about that?
See, I would have got a free ride from the hospital. Can you take me down to the other city, not this one? Take me to.
Now you're gonna fuck around and throw McFlurry in their hospital bed.
I could.
But look, man,
I could just see Will doing that like a big, fat, mad child. Just on a tantrum.
Look, but it wasn't just like, it was a combination of the fact that this nigga was fucking around with our lives. Like, didn't give a damn. So, I wasn't happy about that.
But did you die?
But did I die? I'm here. And I also got home. So obviously it wasn't that bad.
Ain't no damn.
And it even wasn't full. So it wasn't even that much McFlurry in his car.
So I don't know what's
okay.
full
It wasn't that much McFlurry. Just most of them.
The thing is, so he was like, Will, so we're sitting in the car. He's like, Will, get out my car. I'm like, no. He's like, get out my car. No. He's like, so we're sitting there. He's like, Will, what would you do in this situation? And I looked at him. You know what I would do? I said, I would take you home and I'd just be like, look, man, you're not allowed to ride in my car anymore. I'm just going to be a man about, you're going to be the bigger man about this. Look, you just go home. You're not going to ride in my car home, but you're going to help me. You're going to clean this up. He goes, Will? Like it was his idea.
Like a fucking
I'm going to take you home. You're going to clean my car. You're not allowed in my car anymore.
A Jedi mind trick. But the next week we rode in his car back to the same place.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was
a Jedi mind trick that he forgot about.
And the following in the days, so that was the week after that when we rode. That was the last time we ever rode in his car. The following day. And this is like 2 weeks later.
So I'd have been like, cool, all right. And then I'd be like, drive over to like a gas station, be like, all right, we'll go in and get some paper towels or whatever. And then as soon as you got out of the car, I'd be gone.
Nah, I was too smart for that. I already tricked him into thinking I was not going to be outsmarted. I was in high alert.
He
did?
Yeah, and then...
So I helped. He grabbed the stuff to clean the car, and I helped him clean the car. So a week later, we go back to the same place. We come back. The next day... It was like not the next day, like this. I think it was that
week or so.
About a week following that. No longer than a week because it was like 2 weeks since the incident.
No, it was.
It was about 2 weeks since the incident. He goes, "Hey, there's still some McFlurry on my seatbelt. You mind cleaning that up?" And I looked at him. No. He goes, "But you did it." I'm not cleaning. You let that sit there for 2 weeks and now you want me to clean it up? You sat and looked at it for 2 weeks, knew it was there, and waited to tell me to clean it up because you did it. No. He's well, I'm going to sue you. Good luck.
He actually said that?
Yes.
Wow.
And I was like, look, man. I looked him in his face. I was like,
I'd have never let you back in my car.
Yeah.
And I would have found a way to leave you there.
Good news is, though, Clay, you did it.
Yeah, because you didn't do that in my car.
Because, Clay, you wouldn't have put me in that predicament. See,
I wouldn't have.
I
wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But still.
See?
Except that you have a little more common respect for your fellow man, Will.
I did. Until that man had little respect for my life. See, when he had no respect for my life, I disregarded anything he owned. Look, I thought a nigga was going to pull something out. I tell him to move. He doesn't move and laughs at me.
Scratching his butt.
All right? So,
I get yelled at. Time to scratch my butt. Maybe he was the butthole tickler.
Yep.
Maybe that's why he was reaching back there. All right.
But fuck it.
We're done. We ain't got nothing else.
Remember, vote for Will.
Vote for Will.
Yeah, please go vote in the straw poll.
Vote for Will.
I'm so serious.
I don't think I deserve
Go vote in the straw poll. There's gonna be like 3 episodes that go up over the next week, and this will be episode 3. And if our straw poll isn't like full by mid-April, I'll be real sad.
You disappointed us, and I will be under your bed.
Jojo's going to be there.
Not to tickle your butt.
Well, you don't know. That's just a risk you don't want to take.
Yeah, I may take out your leg.
You may have to sleep on your back. We will also be at MomoCon.
Yes.
Yes, we will be going to MomoCon this year. So look for us there.
Woo! I just really want to take over somebody's booth. It's like, excuse me, this is our booth now. Excuse me, what?
Yeah, run
you
that
heard
shit.
You want to see my new Duel Monsters?
We just start pushing all that shit on the floor.
All right, bring it in. Bring it in.
On,
Don't you fucking move. Bring it in.
And then all we have is like a couple of pieces of paper. We just like put that on the table and we shoved off like hundreds of dollars.
We just have like 1 or 2 shirts of our podcast.
Yeah. We came here to sell our stuff.
And that's how we stole MomoCon.
You know, we should do that. We should go to a panel and every grade just be spread out throughout. Just get like 5 or 6 of us spread out throughout the thing, and just every time we raise our hand. So, have you heard about this podcast?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
So every time,
it was so hype.
So I'll be like, does anyone have any questions not regarding?
I got a question. Not you. You want to see my new Duel Monsters?
We just get, but you know, people would get in on that too. Other people in the crowd would be laughing like,
I want to hear about that podcast.
Yeah, they ask you about the podcast.
I told Will,
about the Unfiltered Podcast.
I told Will that we should go to MomoCon cosplayed as a booth.
As a booth?
Yes, we just carry a table, supplies and everything, just set up somewhere.
I have one guy just walking around with a microphone, like constantly walking behind the table.
I was gonna get this retractable banner for our podcast, but I just gotta get pictures.
That's what we need to do. We need to get like our chairs and the table all on like a big cart, and then have someone push it around.
Don't entrust me to do it. I may hit people.
No, we gotta be on the cart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We gotta have people pull.
Can I have a
out.
spear?
Why?
No.
Why do you need a spear?
I'm in a cart being pushed around. It's a javelin. I need a.
You don't. It's not a chariot, Jojo.
In my mind it is. In my mind it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna be at MomoCon. The podcast is over.
Yeah, if you want to come push our cart, you make our dreams a reality, then, I don't know, email us. Send us hate mail, please. We still haven't got anything on the email.
What the fuck I gotta say?
We have
they come up with some spicy
really nice.
shit
We have
to
a
say.
Twitter now, so check us out on Twitter. It is We the Unfiltered. Yep, on Twitter.
That I'm not
at
allowed
We the
to have
Unfiltered.
that I'm not even
But
allowed
don't
to have
add
the
us.
password.
Yeah, we're not giving Jojo the password.
Why not?
I vote Jojo has the password. That man has the most time to update the.
Yeah, you make a good
sections.
point, but
I'm good on social media.
No. You didn't see that thing Jojo posted today.
Jojo started his Facebook page
Did I
with a
start
picture
my
of
Facebook?
blackface.
Yeah, I don't know if you started.
No.
I
I didn't start with blackface.
You had a couple of different ones though.
Yeah.
So like your most recent one, I think your first one was black. Whatever. Your profile picture was just some dude.
But that's history though. That's history.
Oh, okay.
That's like our history. That's my culture.
Shut up.
Technically, that's my culture, but
No. Because black.
So not really, but
Yeah.
You know, Jojo, every time.
That was white. That was
every episode we have, the more I get disappointed in him.
Yeah, so what we need is
white people and black people coming together. As Dr. King
on one
said.
man's face.
Yeah.
The only time white people.
That sounded very bad.
That's what I was about to say. The only time white people and black people come together is in porn.
Yeah.
Hey, you said it. That's
And
not
porn.
what I meant, but okay.
That's fair.
All right.
Adios.
Yeah, all right, we're done.
Deuces.